Hello everyone, this is Bryce K. Nielsen, back with another live video, which I do every Sunday night. I wish I had a definite time to tell you, but I do it whenever I get to it. Hopefully that'll be changing soon. My topic today is another chapter from Think and Grow Rich. This is Principle 4 about specialized knowledge. The chapter was about 42 minutes for me to listen to, but I'm not going to spend very long on it because most of the chapter was stories of people who applied the principle of specialized knowledge along with imagination, which is next week's topic. Now, there are some very good quotes in here. Napoleon Hill talks about that knowledge is not power. A lot of people think that knowledge is power, but he says knowledge is only power if it is organized and intelligently directed through a definite plan of action toward a definite end. And in particular, if you're trying to earn money, you need to have a plan of how you're going to use the knowledge to achieve that. He says a lot of schools teach a lot of general and specialized knowledge, but most of the professors don't make any money. So that's a bad sign. He does give the example. I will go into this one example of Henry Ford in court. He sued somebody for libel during World War I. They called him an ignorant pacifist in a newspaper. And then when they got into court, they put him on the witness stand, trying to ask him questions to prove that he was ignorant. And he didn't know the answers to all their questions, but he had excellent responses to some of them. Finally, he said to them, if I really wanted to answer that question, I have people around me in my business who can answer any question I need for my business. Why do I need to have all that information in my head when I can turn to the other people that work with me? And that answer astounded the lawyer, and it was the sign of that he was educated, even if he didn't know all of the answers that everybody else thought meant education. He really was educated. And in order to transmute desire into monetary equivalent, which is the subject of the first principle, it's necessary to have specialized knowledge of the trade or occupation or profession that you're going to use in your plan. So that's what this chapter is about. Like I said, many examples. Maybe I'll just give a few of the names. Well, okay, first of all, it talks about a mastermind group. Henry Ford was using a mastermind group. It doesn't explain this in the Napoleon Hill text, but in the audio version I've been listening to, in the editor's comments, they explain that a mastermind is not the same as a team. When they say you're working with a mastermind, it doesn't mean you're working with a team. A team can be people who have different interests, different reasons for working together. Where in a mastermind, everybody has the same agenda. Somebody's messaging me. I won't be able to get back to them until after I finish this video. So he gives examples of there was a guy named Stuart Austin Weir who was an engineer, and after the age of 40, he went back to school, to law school. I guess his other original examples most of them don't use names, and the ones that are used aren't necessarily people we'd be familiar with. So I'll just go into that at a later time, or maybe in comments or something. In the contemporary version, they have some examples that we would recognize. For example, Bill Gates, with his friend Paul Allen, created the Microsoft. Of course, anybody who has a Windows computer, you're using operating system. You're using software that's at least based on the software that he created. Mary Kay Ash, the creator of Mary Kay Cosmetics. Another example is they didn't say their name, but the people who created the Barbie doll. That's another example of specialized knowledge plus imagination. In all of these, There may be some others because I didn't take notes from the audio this time. I took it from the ebook I have. All right. So got it all on 2 pages this time. So next week I'll be studying about imagination. I'm going to write up some of these stories. I've decided to start my own Facebook group, and that'll be happening sometime this week. And so some of those success stories will be written up in the group. Anyway, I hope to hear from people what you got out of this chapter, what you're getting out of the book, or if there's another book that you think I should read after I conclude this one. I still have 9 more principles to get through, and I'm not going to jump around to other books before I finish this one. I'm also in a couple of other groups that I joined, and one of them is specifically dedicated to studying this book, Think and Grow Rich. It's a mastermind group. I haven't gotten on their mastermind calls yet. I'm just in the group commenting, but I'll be looking into that. Also a free group. Anyway, maybe one of my shortest videos ever. Anyway, I found that really useful. You know, we have specialized knowledge in everywhere, and sometimes people put it to good use and sometimes not. But it is a piece of the process you have to do. So I'm continuing to read my desire statement and my the money I desire from Principle 1. Morning and night, I'm continuing to read the other statement once a day. It's from Principle 2, but I've forgotten what it's called now. Anyway, look forward to hearing from people. And I'm going to wish you all a good night. We'll see you next week if I don't do a video before then. I may, because I've been meaning to start up a more frequent schedule on different topics, not on the book. Anyway, thanks. Have a good night.